were bumping pop culture the whole way down here.
Word.
So you guys are basically we're from St. Louis. We're called the Strangehouse. We just Wes and his friend Corey started this podcast a little while ago, and we're taking on the road for one of the first times. We've done smaller runs, but it's like the first time on Warped on the road. So
Sweet.
It's cool to be sitting down with one of Warped Tour's more hyped up acts this year. You guys are definitely getting a lot of hype. At least from what I've seen, and me personally, I'm contributing to the hype.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. This is your first Warped Tour?
Yeah, this is the first one we've done. I've been before, but this is the first one we've actually played.
Cool. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I feel like I've seen a lot of. I saw you guys on tour with Every Time I Die earlier this year in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've seen a lot of just you guys being shouted out here on Warped Tour and stuff like that. It seems like you guys have pretty good crowds and everything.
It's been going great, man. We have a lot of friends on the tour because last year we did a whole year of just support tours. And almost every band we toured with last year is on Warped Tour. So Stick Your Guns, Casey's String Counterparts. So we came into it with a lot of friends and a lot of support already. And then on top of that, we've been playing just amazing sets where all these kids have been coming out to see us, and it's been going way better than we ever expected.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Do you I know that, and I've been going to hardcore shows for a long time, and I feel like the way that people maybe interact at shows, it changes over time. Does it ever get a little I know that a lot of people they dance or they mosh and stuff to your music. Does it ever get a little scary being up there and seeing all that stuff kind of happen in the crowd and
yeah, we've definitely played shows where I've been watching the crowd and I'm oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Where I'm so grateful that I'm on stage and not in the crowd.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I love when this question gets brought up because a lot of people view Noctilus as such a violent band, and a lot of it is just all talk, kids on the internet saying that they're going to whoop ass or excuse my language.
Oh no, you're good, dude.
Go crazy at our sets, to where it gives us this stigma that Noctilus is violent, Noctilus is crazy, but I do firmly believe that there should be a safe place to stand. I think that if you're in the pit, you know what you're getting into. You're volunteering to get hit just like you're hitting. Mm-hmm. But I think that if you're there and you don't want to get hit, there should be a place where you can stand and you're not going to get hit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
We've definitely played shows where there's just no safe zone. Everybody's just getting messed up in every corner of the room. And it's cool sometimes, but sometimes it just gets taken too far. Whereas if everybody's on board, if everybody's going crazy, I love it. I love a violent pit as long as everybody's down. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's something that I don't get to talk about as much as I would like to, because I have people I follow the tweets and everything. I see it. I see people saying that I want to go to a Knocked Loose show, but I don't want to get my nose broken. I want them to be able to come to a Knocked Loose show and not get their nose broken unless they want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. No, I think that, when I first started going to shows, you kind of would grow to expect that, even just a punk show, not even a band that was a super heavy band,
Yeah.
You would just go to even maybe a local show and know that you okay, I might walk out of here with a few bumps and bruises and maybe a bloody nose or a fat lip or something like that.
That fear in your stomach, that pit in your stomach, that something bad might happen, that you might get hit or something. I love that feeling.
Yeah.
It's what made me fall in love with hardcore, because you're just it's so intense and the adrenaline is going so crazy that when you finally do get hit, you can't even feel it until you go home, and then you're all right, that sucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's something that I hope I never lose. I just started taking my 14-year-old brother to shows. I've been taking him to shows throughout, but I just got to the point where he wants to go to every show that comes through. So we went to a couple softer shows, and then we were going to see this band Breaking Wheel from Michigan.
Okay.
And I was Trey, this is going to be the first show you're ever scared at. And he was just okay, what does that mean? And it was crazy. The show was crazy. And we left, I was were you scared? And he was yeah. I was you have that feeling in your stomach? I was that shit's sick. I love it. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, you can't tell anybody that doesn't listen to heavy music about that and then be like, why do you love being afraid? And it's like, I don't love being afraid. I just love the excitement and like adrenaline of like everybody's popping off and going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a controlled chaos.
Exactly, and, 100%.
You know, it's everyone's there to kind of, everyone's got their own things that they're working through and stuff, and it's crazy to see just like how it comes out. Like whenever a band like Knocked Loose starts playing, you know, it's just like everyone's got their own thing that they're either working through or they're connecting with in the music. Like, this is what I've always wanted to do. This is what I picture myself doing at a Knocked Loose show when I listen to the music, and then you just go out there and everyone's just doing it at the same time. Like he said, it's got to be just insane to watch.
Sick, man. Yeah, it's definitely tight.
Yeah, I love that moment of excitement, like just with hardcore music when it's like build up and you know that the beat's just gonna drop out, you know, and everybody's gonna go crazy. It's like, it is an excitement that you can't really compare it to anything
when
else.
you see a band and like, you know that like there's this one song with this one mosh part and you know that like everybody's gonna go crazy when it hits. So you're just sitting there like waiting for it, like what is everybody about to do? I love that.
So, Knocked Loose, I'm assuming you guys started doing like smaller shows, like in a lot of indoor rooms, a lot of probably house shows, stuff like that. Is playing outside in like 100-degree weather, how do you guys like adjust to that?
It's definitely new for us. It's definitely like, it's been weird to get used to, but I mean, it's sick. Like, they've got us on the smallest stage here. We play on the Full Sail stage. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's weird. Like, why aren't you guys on a bigger stage? But, like, this is our first Warped Tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we didn't come into this expecting anything. But since we are on the smallest stage, our sets look crazy. Because, like, if we have, like, a ton of kids come to see us, it's such a small area that it just looks, like, massive. You know what I mean?
Out.
And it's, like, I think that opens it up to be like just a whole different experience that we never expected to happen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The heat though sucks for sure.
Yeah,
it definitely sucks how hot it is. I mean, day before yesterday in Denver, it was like 70 degrees outside.
That's not bad.
And people on the tour were talking about it all week. They were like, "We can't wait for Denver. Can't wait for Denver." Like, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. And you guys are on Pure Noise Records. We're big fans of them as well.
Yeah.
It's cool that they have a pretty decent mix of like different kinds of bands, you know, not just one genre. I mean, like, you know, and I think I like that about labels. I always have like, you find one band and they're on this label and then you're like, oh, I kind of like this band that's heavier, maybe not so much my style, but you kind of get into it a little bit.
Yeah, I love that too, man. I love like the whole idea of like a mixed bill show, mixed bill label, like just open-minded people that like everything. Like, I respect that a lot. And I like when we started talking to Pure Noise, we just thought that it was so funny that like a pop punk label was hitting us up, you know what I mean? Because like we like enjoy being the black sheep, kind of like we are like the heaviest band on. I know that they've gotten other heavier bands since, but like we're still arguably the heaviest band on Pure Noise.
Sure.
And then like a lot of the tours that we do are like typically like the heavier band or like the oddball out. Like we toured with like back before we were on Pure Noise, and we would do like DIY like hardcore tours with like bands that sound like Judge and like then us.
That's
you know what I mean?
sick,
Like it would make no sense, but it's just like for open-minded people.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's cool, dude. Well, we want to be sensitive to your time, dude. Thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit. Though this was cool, and like I'm
it's been
stoked.
a real pleasure.
Yeah, it was great meeting you guys.
Very stoked to see your set tonight. And it's just, is it just at Knocked Loose on social media and
on
Twitter?
On Twitter, it's at Knocked Loose. On Instagram, it's at Knocked Loose HC.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Brian, thank you, man. This was cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
See ya.